Hey lovelies, so I'm back again. Today I'm going to teach you how to do brown stew chicken my way. First of all, I want to seriously apologize to anyone who watched that video made by Nikki and feels that that's how brown stew chicken is made in the Caribbean. No, I'm really sorry. You have not been making brown stew chicken if you've been following that recipe. So I'm actually going to teach you how to do it properly today. So in this bowl here, I have washed properly with, you can use vinegar or lemon or lime juice, up to you with your water. Wash the chicken, but yeah. So I've got in here 5 chicken thighs, 1 kg, that's what it approximately is. And then to that, I'm going to add my seasoning, which I've got here. So I've got a small onion that I've cut up, 1 tomato, 2 pegs of garlic that I've cut up, some Scotch Bonnet Pepper just over there, so the onion, and I've also got 2 pimento seeds that I've crushed out, and I've got 2 small carrots on the plate. I've just cut them in circles. If you've got a large carrot and you just want to use the 1 carrot, that's up to you. When you get to the bigger end of the carrot, all you have to do is just cut the circles in half so that you make sure you can eat properly and you don't have to be cutting them up on your plate whilst you're eating. So I'm just literally going to go off camera, add these seasonings to my bowl with chicken, and then I'll be back. Right, so I've gone off camera. I've literally done what I've said I'm going to do, added the seasoning to it, and then I've just mixed it in. That's all I've done. So to this, I'm going to start adding like my salt and other dry seasonings, and then most importantly, the browning. So I'm literally going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, level teaspoons, not heaped. If you obviously have dietary requirements, that you know you can't have too much salt, so on, please feel free not to put as much as I have. It's not necessary. So that was 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to use 1 level teaspoon of ground black pepper. Again, if you're not familiar with the brand that I use, that's the one I'm using at the moment. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of jerk seasoning. Yes, I said jerk seasoning. Seasonings are seasonings. You don't specifically have to use them for anything in particular. You can add them to whatever. They're dry rubs. There's no specific way to use anything. So that's the one that I'm using today because that's what I could get hold of. I'm going to add some all-purpose seasoning as well. The all-purpose seasoning, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon, just a leveled one, not a heaped one. So I'm just going to add in that tablespoon, and again, that is the all-purpose seasoning that I'm using. I'm going to add the equivalent of ½ teaspoon of paprika. I'm using it from the packet, so it is a bit hard to measure it out, but as you can see, that's the one I'm using there, the Raja paprika powder. So just ½ teaspoon. I don't want too much in there. And then for the main ingredients, I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of browning. Depending on what browning you use, you might need more, you might need less, but I'm using the Sarson's browning, so I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of that because it's quite strong. And what you don't want is your chicken to look black, literally. You don't want it to look like midnight. You just want to give it a little bit of colour. That's it. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it will drip down the side of the bottle. Please, please, please just wipe off the side and wash it. It's not a good look to have the sauces just draining down the side of your bowl. It's disgusting. So yeah, so I'm just gonna mix this all together now, and then I'm gonna set it aside to marinate for a while, and then I'm gonna get it on the stove. So here we go. I've got a fork in this, by the way, just mixing it up anyhow. There's no specific way to mix it or any way to do it different. You just mix it up. Just make sure that all of your seasonings are spread around the chicken evenly, and it's doing this thing. Guys, remember as well, when you add your sauce at the end, or your sauces rather, it will have salt. So you don't want to put too much salt when you're seasoning the actual chicken, because then it won't taste right. So just what I've put in there is more than enough. But like I said, if you feel like you want to put more, it's up to you. It's your food. You're the one that's going to eat it, not me. So there we have it. That's all done now. So that's all mixed in. I'm going to leave that to sit aside and just marinate until I'm ready for it. Right, so whilst your chicken is marinating away, if you just get your pot ready on the stove, you're going to need about 6 tablespoons. I use sunflower oil. Use whatever oil you feel like using. That's on you. And then you need to get a spoon ready so that you can mix the chicken. Obviously, you should already have in your bowl a fork, so you're going to use that to separate the chicken from the rest of the seasoning and stuff to put it in your bowl, because you don't just plop everything in the pot. Well, if you want to, you can, but I don't do it that way, so just letting you know. And then you can also put your kettle on to boil, because you're going to need to pour some water on it to cook down everything shortly. And if you use cold water, obviously you're going to start the cooking process practically again, because you're basically cooling down everything in the pot. So if you just boil the kettle to top it up, it just continues simmering away. Yeah. So I'll see you when I'm ready. Right guys, so I've put my heat on underneath the pot on a medium heat, and got my chicken here. It's marinated, boiled my kettle, everything like that is done. So I'm just going to show you how I actually cook the brown stew chicken. So first is first, I'm going to literally take out all of the chicken pieces, like so. I don't want any onions, anything on it at all going in the pot. I just want the chicken pieces to go in to the hot pan now. So literally just adding all of the pieces without the onion and stuff. By the way, I use chicken thighs for my recipe. If you want to, you can use leg, you can use whatever. The only reason why I use chicken thighs is because one, it's easier to cook in my opinion. Two, it's just easy to cut it up and get on with it. But it's up to you, like I said. If you want to use chicken breast, if you want to use chicken legs, if you want to use chicken back, or just a steak as we call it in Jamaica, you do whatever you want. A few bits might escape into the pot, that's fine. Just take them out. It's not going to kill you. If you notice that your pot is starting to cool down and it's just starting to bubble and create gravy without finishing to put your chicken in. Just turn it up. That's all you got to do, just turn up the heat. And then it'll go back to basically frying the chicken. So I'm almost finished putting in everything now. Just bring up the light. I'm so hungry, I can't wait to eat literally. But I'm gonna rush my food. I'm gonna take my time to cook it. So it's not actually in the taste yet. Right, so they're all in there now, sizzling away. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to mix it up, make sure that everything gets cooking. So just like when you're cooking any other chicken, you can see the chicken starting to change colour when it's actually starting to cook. So it gets like a darker kind of white as opposed to that invisible jelly look that it has to it. Apologies, my coke is late. I'm not sure why anyone would be on my own at this time. Don't worry about how dark it looks now. Once you add your other seasoning and stuff and you put your water in to create your gravy and everything, the colour will go back. And guys, if you want to, feel free to add more onions or tomato, whatever it is, to the recipe. What I use is just a basic structure to say to you, if you do it this way, it will be cooked perfectly, no problem. But if you feel like you want to eat more onions in your food or whatever, please feel free to add it. It's not going to cause a big catastrophic result. So I'm going to turn the heat right back down on this, and I'm going to put my cover on and just leave it to do its thing for, say, about 3 minutes. After that, I'm going to come back and I'm going to add the seasoning and everything else to it. And I am back. It's been nearly 10 minutes now, say about 8 minutes. And this is what it is looking like in this pot. So I'm going to get rid of the fork I had in the bowl, because we no longer need the fork. As you can see, it started to spring water and make its own gravy and all of that. And you can see the pieces of chicken are lighter than they were before. So I'm literally to this just going to add my seasoning now. So that's all in there. So that's everything that was in the bowl with the chicken now gone in. I'll show you the empty bowl. There you go. So I'm just going to put that in the sink here. Wash my hands off. And then mix this in. Mix this in, mix this in. Right, so I'm going to turn my heat back up to a high heat. Now I'm just going to cook down everything, add my sauce. So whilst it's doing that, it's going to make its gravy and do all of that stuff. Right, to this, I told you I boiled the kettle. In here, I've got 400 ml of boiling hot water. So I'm just going to pour in some. The chicken has already started springing its own water, so I'm not going to use probably all of it. Well, we'll see anyway. I'll measure it and tell you how much I've got left, if I've got any left. Okay, so I've used all 400 ml, which is just great. Now, to this, sorry again for my phone, don't know what's going on there. So I'm going to add 2 of these spoons. Some people call it serving spoons, some people call it cooking spoons. I don't know what you want to call it. I'm going to add 2 of these full of ketchup. Yes, I said ketchup. Love it or leave it. I don't business. So that's 2 of that of ketchup. You can use any ketchup you want, literally. It doesn't matter. You can use Heinz. You can use the supermarket brand that is near you. You can use one from the local petrol station. It doesn't really matter. It's all up to you. And then to this, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of HP sauce. It's up to you if you want to use it. If you don't want to use it, don't. But like I said, once again, that is how I do my tea. So, 2 tablespoons of HP sauce. This is the brand that I'm using. You don't have to use this one. If you've got another one, that's up to you. And I'm just going to mix this up. I'm going to leave it to simmer. Once the seasonings start to cook down as well, and all of that, and the gravy starts to combine with everything, it will start to thicken the sauce. If you want to, you can add a bit more ketchup to it, HP sauce, whichever one you prefer. I would advise to just add a bit more ketchup if it's not thickening up to your liking. Some people prefer their gravy thinner. That's up to you, really and truly, it's up to you. But I would say I'm going to cook this for a further probably about 15 minutes, just to make sure that the chicken is cooked through properly. Obviously it's been chopped up, so it's not going to be as bad as cooking a whole chicken thigh or leg or whatever. So you just need to make sure that it's cooked through properly, your seasonings are all cooked down nicely, your gravy's cooked down nicely and tasting nice, and it's good to go. You can literally serve it up with, you can use rice with it, you can do hard food, you can do some steamed vegetables, you can do whatever you want really. But today I'm going to have it with some white rice, which I already done whilst I was waiting for my chicken to marinate down and all of the rest of it. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this on this heat, and I'm going to cover it down so that it cooks down properly. And then I'll show you guys once I'm done with that. Okay, lovely people, so I have been cooking this chicken on a high heat now for a further 15 minutes. So we're going to see what the result is. And that is looking good. So we've got all our seasoning all cooked down and looking good. Smelling good. Our gravy is nice and thickened up now. It's simmering away. If you want to leave it to cook for longer, you can. If you want to add some more stuff in, you can. But for me, this is all done now. So the next bit will be when I plate up. So I'll see you then. Okay, so I'm all done now, and that's the end result. Brown sugar chicken and white rice. You don't have to use white rice, and I gave plenty of suggestions at the beginning of the video as to what you can have with it, but it's totally up to you, honestly. That's it. Have a good day, guys. Enjoy. Remember to subscribe. See you.